The Story of Prophet Musa, peace be upon him, Part 6. The day truth defeated magic. Imagine. The entire nation has gathered. Thousands of people fill the streets. The most powerful king in the world sits proudly on his throne. On one side stand the greatest magicians Egypt has ever known. On the other, a single prophet. No army. No wealth. Just a wooden staff. And complete trust in Allah. Today, Egypt would witness a moment that history would never forget. News of the great contest spread across the kingdom. People traveled from every direction. Young and old. Rich and poor. Everyone wanted to witness the confrontation between Pharaoh's finest magicians and the man who claimed to be Allah's messenger. For Pharaoh, this wasn't just a competition. It was a chance to protect his throne. If Musa defeated the magicians, people might begin believing in Allah. And if that happened, Pharaoh's power would begin to crumble. So he spared no effort. He gathered the most skilled magicians from every corner of Egypt. These were not ordinary entertainers. They had spent years mastering deception. Their tricks amazed crowds wherever they went. Before stepping into the arena, they approached Pharaoh and asked, "If we are victorious, will we receive a reward?" Pharaoh smiled confidently. He replied, "Yes. And more than that, you will become among those closest to me. Wealth, status, power." That was their motivation. But Musa, peace be upon him, had come for something completely different. Not fame. Not riches. Not applause. He had come with one purpose: to deliver the truth that Allah had entrusted to him. As the crowd fell silent, the magicians stepped forward, with confidence filling their hearts. They looked at Musa and said, "O Musa, will you throw first, or shall we begin?" Musa answered calmly, "You begin." The magicians threw down their ropes and staffs. Suddenly, the ground appeared to come alive. The ropes seemed to move like snakes. The staffs appeared to slither across the arena. The crowd gasped. People stepped back in fear. It looked so real that even Musa, peace be upon him, felt a moment of concern. Not because he doubted Allah, but because the illusion before everyone's eyes was so convincing. Then, at that very moment, Allah revealed to Musa, "Do not fear. Surely, you will be victorious." Those words changed everything. The day truth defeated magic. The arena fell silent. Thousands of eyes were fixed on Musa, peace be upon him. The magicians stood proudly, confident that no one could defeat them. Their ropes and staffs still appeared to move across the ground. To the people, it looked as if the earth itself had come alive. For a brief moment, every eye was deceived. But Allah's truth can never be overcome by falsehood. Then Allah revealed to Musa, "Throw down your staff." Without hesitation, Musa obeyed. He threw his staff onto the ground. And in that very instant, it transformed into a mighty serpent by Allah's command. This was not an illusion. This was not magic. It was a miracle from the Lord of the worlds. The enormous serpent moved through the arena, swallowing every rope, every staff, and every illusion the magicians had created. Within moments, nothing remained. The falsehood that had amazed thousands disappeared before the truth sent by Allah. The crowd stood frozen. No one spoke. Even Pharaoh's face changed. Because he knew this was something no human being could do. The magicians knew it too. More than anyone else. They had spent their entire lives mastering magic. They knew every trick, every illusion, every secret. because they were experts, they immediately recognized the difference. This wasn't magic. This was a miracle. Without discussing it, without asking each other, every single magician fell into Sujood. Right there, in front of Pharaoh, in front of the royal court, in front of thousands of people. They declared with complete certainty, "We believe in the Lord of Musa and Harun." Imagine that moment. The very people Pharaoh trusted to expose Musa became the first witnesses to his truth. The competition was over. Not because one magician defeated another, but because truth had defeated falsehood. Lesson for us. People who sincerely search for the truth recognize it when they see it. The magicians had dedicated their lives to magic. Yet when Allah's miracle appeared, their pride didn't stop them from accepting the truth. Sometimes, the greatest barrier between us and guidance is not a lack of evidence. It's arrogance. A humble heart will always be closer to the truth than a proud one. To be continued. Pharaoh had just been humiliated in front of his entire nation. His anger reached its limit. What he did next would prove that faith sometimes comes with a heavy price. And that is the final section of part 6.